What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Fear of Being Average video, and welcome to the Fear of Being Average trading channel. And today I'm coming to you with another weekly US30 market breakdown. So first things first, we're just going to get right on into the video. And for those that don't know the Asian session indicator that I use on a daily basis, because I know a couple of you be confused on where this orange box come from, all you got to do is go to indicators, look up Asian session. It'll be Asian session. It'll be the FXN Asian session range by Rob Minty. And if you want to see my settings on it, here you go. These are my inputs. I have basically everything off except for here, and the times I have it from is from 18 o'clock GMT to 2 a.m. So that's what I have. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark up this Asian session. The 50% of it is already marked because I changed one of the settings inside of the indicator, so now I don't have to mark up the 50% of the Asian range. It's going to automatically do it for me, which just makes my process way easier, and it makes it way easier for me to basically mark up. So next thing I'm going to do after this, I'm going to mark up I'm going to mark up the previous day's low, which will be all the way down here. Previous day's low. I'm also going to mark up. So I'm going to go mark up the previous day's high, which is all the way up here. And ideally, with the way price is moving, I'm already more bullish than anything, considering the fact that we've been bearish for majority of last week. And even if we're not going to be long-term bullish right now, I'm still going to be looking for possible pullbacks to the top side to then maybe continue to trend to the downside. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to basically, since I'm looking for pullbacks, what am I going to do? I'm simply going to pull my fib from this low down here. I'm going to pull it to the high. So this is currently the range in which price is trading inside of right now, from this low at 36,000 all the way to this high up here. And here I'm going to put this down here so you can see we got 36,000 right here. I'll make it perfect. I don't know why it's showing 15. There you go, 36,000 right here. Then we have 36,200 all the way up here. So these are the two main areas in which we're going to be basically paying attention. So just like that. Make this one perfect too, because my OCD is not going to allow that. There we go, 36,200, and we got 36,000 right here. So this is basically the range we're trading in. And if you were to go to like this, you can see we trade off of 36,150 over here, trading even lower. And then we got 36,000 all the way down here. Looks like these two charts are different, actually. Get back to the regular chart right here. So now that we have all of these down, we're basically simply, in my eyes, I'm waiting for a retest possibly to this Asian session high, or the 50% of it, to possibly then trade higher and target the liquidity above these highs up here. Because what we know about equal highs, equal lows, swing highs, and swing lows, there is liquidity above all of these highs. So up here, liquidity. Below here is liquidity. And short-term liquidity, we have right here under these lows right here, which is going to be ideally what we're going to be looking to target when we're looking to trade into this fib down here. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for any possible order blocks in which their price is at. So high profitability order blocks is what I'm looking for. So the first thing I see is this last down candle before this up move right here that started to move. So I'm simply going to pull over, and it's going to be my 15-minute order block. And while I have that, I'm going to also refine it, because I know that if I refine it, the 50% is also going to be in confluence with the 79%. And if you look over even more, if you pull the 50% of this Asian range all the way over, you can see this is also in confluence with this area right here. Now we got to look at it price wise. What price is this? And would it make sense to look for possible buys off of this area? Maybe, because we got 3650, which isn't a big figure level, but it's also basically a small figure level that still has that likelihood of having that reaction we are going to be looking for. So let me just fix this, just like that. So basically, that's it right here. I'm simply going to be waiting for possible pullback to clear the liquidity to then possibly trade lower, to possibly trade higher. But now we're going to go on to the 4 hour. On the 4-hour, you can see if you look to the left, the first thing I noticed is right here. This is where price was rejecting in the first place, this 4-hour order block. And if you pull your fib from the low of this move to the high, let's see if it had that confluence. You can see it kind of respected the fib. I don't know why this is here. Kind of respected that fib, but it wasn't really perfect. So simply, what else am I going to see? I see that we also have this 4-hour bearish order block up here. So this is going to be an area in which price could potentially have a possible pullback to maybe keep on coming lower. So that's something we want to watch out for. Why? Because if you pull your fib from this high to this low, you'll see that's also our fib levels right in between. So ideally, we're going to be wanting to watch out for that because, like I said, we're still in this short-term downtrend. So there's a high probability and a high likelihood that if we trade up in here, there's still a chance that we can then trade higher, clearing the liquidity from last week's low and this week's high up here. So this is the high of the week, this is low of the week, and right now we're pretty close to this low of the week. So potentially we could come down, trade into it before going lower. So now let's check out the 4-hour, not the 4-hour, the 1 day, the daily time frame. This is where a lot of the information is going to come into play. So first thing I see is that we have this engulfing candle right now. Engulfing candle. We didn't come down to this daily bullish order block. So I still think there's a high likelihood that price could still potentially come down there. Why? Because we have that order block, and also if you pull your fib from the high to the low, we also have these fib levels down here that still haven't been traded to. So ideally, there's still a possibility that price still has a ways to move a little bit lower before trading higher. But we also got to keep in mind this area right here. This will be our breaker block now, because this was previously an order block, but it got disrespected and now broke market structure to the downside. So this then becomes a breaker block, and you can look for possible trades off it to the short side. And why would we look for trades? Because now if you pull your fib from that high to this low, and then you get the 38.20%, is more than likely going to be an influence right in here, like I said. So now on the higher time frame, we basically have reason to believe why that we should be looking for a possible pullback to then possibly go higher. This is based off the higher time frame. So ideally, we're short on the 4-hour. We're looking for price to trade a little bit higher to then trade lower on the 4-hour. And then we're looking for that pullback down here in which we can then take price all the way higher. Now, if we look at where this daily order block is price-wise, we're at 35,800. Where's 35,800? 35,800 is all the way down here. So ideally, based off the 15-minute, this is a short-term move. Ideally, based off the 4-hour, we still got room to the top side, in which I think price is likely to do before dropping. And then based off of the daily, we're basically rejecting this short-term 38.20% fib level, so we're in a strong downtrend. So ideally, I'm looking for price to continue lower in this high probability area at this 35,800 area. Is ideally what I'm going to be looking for. So we're going to see what happens. Simply, we just got to wait right now because it's only Sunday. The market hasn't opened yet. Now we simply just have to wait, because what we're doing could possibly be wrong. What we marked up here might not be perfectly right, but there's just a lot of confirmation. And the last confirmation we also have is, if you look to the left, this last up candle before this down move was a previous bearish order block that then got broken through right here. So once it got broken through, traded down, didn't tap into it. But now we know that there's potential that price could likely come back into this area. So ideally, this general area is very high probability, and we're going to be looking for trades around this 36,000 to 36,100 area. So from there in between, we're going to be looking for all potential trades to the top side. The 4-hour, like I said, it's kind of wonky right now. We just got to let it do what it's doing. It's in this overall range. But if you were to pull your fib from this high to this low, you can see right here we'll be tapping into this 38.20% level right here. So like I said, tap into this order block more than likely before dropping lower. And once we drop lower, 35,800 is all the way down here, in which we're going to be looking for that possible trade to the top side. So let me pull this down to 36,800, 35,800, just like that. And I'm going to mark it out so I know where I'm looking for prices to come to. Just like, damn, why is it not working? I just need 800, 35,800. Whatever, 35,801. I'm just leave it at that. But basically, that's it for now. Like I said, daily time frame, short-term bearish, ideally looking to come down to 35,800 based off the 4-hour. It's kind of, the 4-hour is not really my best right now. I would ideally want to see it trade a little bit higher, clear the liquidity above this high before doing anything of really importance first. So I want to see this ideally cleared before anything. And once we clear this high, ideally we're going to tap in this order block, tap in this fib before going short. So even if you look at it over here, we might get a possible scenario in which price just trades a little bit lower like it is now, bounces off of this 15-minute order block we have here, creates a new high, taps into the zones we're talking about on the 4-hour, in which then price will then try to, let me see, and then which price will then possibly have that break to the downside, in which we will be looking for that possible up move. So either way, we're looking for this up move in this general area right here. Price may move higher in that time before it does that, but these are all things that we have to wait and keep into consideration when we're marking up the chart. So now that I showed you my 4-hour analysis, showed you my daily analysis, I'm gonna go and also show you my weekly analysis. Okay, what's going on, guys? So before you keep on watching the video, I just wanted to tell you guys about this opportunity that I have for you guys. So as of recently, I have been getting a lot of questions and comments and concerns about whether or not I do one-on-one mentorship. I personally do not do one-on-one mentorship, but I do have mentorship now, which I decided because you guys have been asking for a while now. So what will I be providing? I will be providing daily live stream access and mentorship every single day, where I will teach you everything that I know and I will guide you from zero to hero. And along with that, I will be giving you live trade analysis, and you will know all of my trades taken live, real time. So with that being said, the price of it right now is $100 a month, but the price is not going to be like that for long. After the first 100 people join, I will be having the price go up. So make sure you take advantage while you can. And now you can finish watching the video. That is not what I want to see. We're going to go to the weekly. We're just going to take a look at the weekly because we haven't really looked at the weekly in a while. So I'm going to just keep you guys updated. As you can see, this is the first bearish week we've had in a long time. So ideally, if we were going to have a pullback, a major pullback, we have this weekly order block down here. I actually don't have a weekly order block option. Weekly order block down here. That. Oh, I'm done. All right, never mind. I just fucked it all up. I'll make it later. We got this weekly order block, and if you pull your fib from this low to this high, we can anticipate possible price areas in which price will likely have that retracement to. And then what do we else have here? This last down candle, this last up candle before this down move would be our previous order block. So bearish order block that then got broken through right here, creating a breaker structure. So that's something we're going to be wanting to watch out for also. There's a lot of reasons to believe that there's going to be movement in price. But like I said, if you look to the right, also we have this major weekly order block right here. So ideally, if we could stay above this area, which is 34,500, ideally if we stay above 34,500 in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be looking to stack long positions to the top side, because overall price is going to continue to be bullish more than likely if we stay above. So ideally, we could be looking at the next couple weeks becoming bearish weeks, looking to fill all in these imbalances we have in small imbalance right here. Right here, we have this fair value gap from this candle's wick to here. And mind you, it's on the weekly time frame. So if you go to daily, the 4-hour, this fair value gap is going to be way wider than it really is. And I'll show you an example. If you come to the 1-hour, it's way wider. Bigger fair value gap, clears liquidity. This is all fractal at the end of the day. Every time frame we do these markups on, you got to take into consideration every time frame matters. So that's why I always do every single markup from top down, up, down, down, up. I just do it all. But basically, that's really it for here. The weekly analysis, this is really all we got for it. Like I said, this is the first bearish candle, but we didn't break the previous candle's weekly low. So we're going to see how this week plays out. We're going to see how these weekly highs and lows are broken. Ideally, I would more than likely want to see the lows broken. But then again, you got to keep in mind it is US30. US30 tends to be moving in uptrends. It tends to be moving bullishly, even when you think it's going to fall. So we just got to keep in consideration, because like I said, we'll pull our fib from here to here to this daily high. You can see price came down, rejected it, and it still was bullish, broke the high, but it just closed bullish candle. So there's still a likelihood that we still trade higher. So that's something to watch out for. We're just gonna, like I said, we just gotta see what happens this upcoming week. Here, this is my 15-minute analysis, 4-hour analysis, my daily analysis, and then here is my weekly analysis now. So that's really all I'm looking for right now on US30. We're gonna see what happens this week. Hopefully this video is helpful. Hopefully this video gave you a little insight to what I'm looking for this week. Hopefully I was able to help you and give you a little better understanding of the concepts I use. So basically, the only concepts I use in this video are the Asian session range, which is just time and price. Basically, it's just a session. I use breaker blocks, order blocks, previous day's high, previous day's low, price. So basically 36,200, 36,000, just price labels. And I'm looking to target liquidity. And basically that's really it, and using time and price to really capture these trades. So that's really it. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to fear being average and be motivated by the fear of being average, and I will see you guys later.